January 9th, 2026, is a day the entertainment world will never forget. Within just a few hours, two beloved figures, men who helped shape our childhoods and define entire eras of entertainment, were gone. They came from different worlds, different generations, and different creative paths, yet their losses felt equally devastating. T.K. Carter, the charismatic actor whose face lit up television screens throughout the 1980s and 1990s. And Guy Moon, the Emmy-nominated composer whose music became the heartbeat of Nickelodeon's golden age. Two artists. Two legacies. One tragic day. T.K. Carter was found dead in his home in Duarte, California. He was 69 years old. Just hours later, Guy Moon was killed in a horrific traffic collision in Los Angeles County. He was only 63. For fans, it felt unreal. For their families, it was unimaginable. These weren't just entertainers, they were memory makers. They were part of people's childhoods, routines, and happiest moments. And suddenly, they were gone. Today, we're honoring their lives, their careers, and the impact they left behind, because their stories deserve to be remembered. T.K. Carter's journey is one of raw talent, resilience, and determination. Born Thomas Kent Carter in 1956 in New York City and raised in Los Angeles, his path to success was anything but easy. In fact, Carter didn't even finish high school the traditional way. He was kicked out of two different schools. But what he lacked in formal education he made up for in drive. By the age of 12, T.K. Carter was already performing stand-up comedy at legendary venues around Los Angeles, including the Comedy Store. While other kids were playing sports, he was mastering timing, delivery, and presence. Acting wasn't just something he wanted to do, it was who he was. His professional acting career began in 1976 with an appearance on Policewoman. From there, roles slowly but steadily followed. Throughout the late 70s and early 80s, Carter appeared on beloved television shows like Good Times, The Waltons, and The Jeffersons. Then came 1982. That was the year T.K. Carter delivered his most iconic performance, playing Knowles in John Carpenter's horror classic The Thing. In a film filled with tension, paranoia, and fear, Carter brought humor and humanity. His performance stood out, and decades later, it's still remembered as a crucial part of one of the greatest horror films ever made. From there, Carter became a familiar face across television. He starred in the first two seasons of Punky Brewster as Mike Fulton, a role that made him beloved by an entire generation. He went on to appear in 227, Family Matters, The Steve Harvey Show, The Nanny, Moesha, Good Morning, Miss Bliss, and many more. T.K. Carter wasn't a headline-chasing superstar, but he was a working actor for nearly 5 decades. Reliable, professional, respected. That kind of career doesn't happen by accident. On the evening of January 9th, 2026, authorities responded to a call at Carter's home in Duarte, California. When they arrived, they found the actor deceased. No foul play was suspected, and no official cause of death has been released. The news spread quickly. Fans flooded social media with clips, memories, and tributes. For many, it felt like losing a piece of their childhood. His son, Thomas Scott, paid tribute to him, calling T.K. Carter a true pioneer ahead of his time and encouraging people to learn about his legacy. And that's exactly what this is about, legacy. But the heartbreak didn't stop there. Because just hours after the world mourned T.K. Carter, another devastating loss was unfolding. And for an entire generation, it felt just as personal. While the entertainment world was still processing the loss of T.K. Carter, tragedy struck again. On the morning of January 9th, 2026, Guy Moon was involved in a fatal traffic collision in Los Angeles County. According to the medical examiner, he died from traumatic injuries sustained in the crash. He was 63 years old. For many people, the name Guy Moon might not have immediately sounded familiar, but his music absolutely was. If you grew up in the 1990s or early 2000s, Guy Moon helped shape your childhood. Born on February 7, 1962, in Wisconsin, Guy Moon knew from an early age that he wanted to compose music for film and television. He studied at the University of Arizona School of Music before making a bold move in 1986, packing up his life and heading to California to chase his dream. It was a risk, but it paid off. Over the next 4 decades, Guy Moon became one of the most influential composers in television animation. His work defined Nickelodeon's golden era, the time when cartoons weren't just shows, but experiences. He composed music for the Fairly OddParents, earning 4 Emmy nominations for Outstanding Music and Lyrics. He won an Annie Award and became a trusted creative partner of producer Butch Hartman. Moon also composed the unforgettable theme song for Danny Phantom, a track that still instantly transports people back to their childhood bedrooms and after-school routines. His resume didn't stop there. Chalk Zone, Tough Puppy, Back at the Barnyard, Big Time Rush, Cow and Chicken, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, even additional music for SpongeBob SquarePants. Beyond children's television, Moon also worked on feature films like The Brady Bunch Movie, a Very Brady sequel, and contributed to soundtracks for major Hollywood films including Fight Club and Minority Report. His range was rare, his talent undeniable, but those who knew him say his character mattered even more than his credits. Moon's family confirmed his passing in an emotional statement, calling him their beloved patriarch and expressing their determination to grieve him with honor and courage. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry. Butch Hartman described him not just as a collaborator, but as family. Actors, musicians, and fans shared how his music shaped their lives. Former colleagues remembered his kindness, faith, and generosity with young artists. Guy Moon wasn't just a composer. He was a mentor, a father, a husband. His family announced plans to celebrate his life on his birthday, February 7th, in Los Angeles and again in his hometown of Wisconsin. A tribute to both where he came from and where he built his legacy. The deaths of T.K. Carter and Guy Moon hurt because they remind us how deeply art connects to memory. Carter's performances bring us back to specific moments in our lives, sitting in front of the TV, laughing, escaping reality. Moon's music goes even deeper. It lives in our subconscious. One note can instantly take us back to childhood, before responsibilities, before stress, before the world felt heavy. These men may not have always been in the spotlight, but they were the backbone of entertainment. And when they're gone, we realize how much they mattered. T.K. Carter showed us that perseverance can overcome any obstacle. Guy Moon showed us that music can shape a generation. Both men died on the same day. Both left behind grieving families. Both left legacies that will live on forever. Rest in peace, T.K. Carter. Rest in peace, Guy Moon. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the memories. Legacy isn't about fame. It's about how many lives you touch. And these two legends touched millions.